Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And today we talk about Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, a very interesting wine from Italy that I think a lot more people really need to understand and really get into. These wines from the Montepulciano are really interesting, not to be confused with Montepulciano di Abruzzo, which is Montepulciano the grape and from the Abruzzo region. No, this is from Montepulciano and mainly comes from Sangiovese, or what's known as, for a lot of them, the Pignolo. And so what's really interesting about these wines is that they need to be at least 70% Sangio, 10 to 20% Canolo, and a little Mamolo, which is another great varietal you'll find in the area. Now, they roll in that $20, $30 price range. I find them to be very interesting alternatives for other high-quality Italian red wines, people that like Brunellos and other wines of that nature. So I think this should be a very interesting show. I'm excited about it. We're tasting all four that we have in stock right now, and I'm pretty excited about it. So, Vittorio Dolcetto, 2005 Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, $17 US, and is 20% Canolo, Nero, and Mamola. Let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff, and then we will give it a whirl, because that's what we do on the Thunder Show. Sniffy sniff. I actually get an interesting granola component coming through in the nose, which is completely throwing me off. I also get some really nice red raspberries. There's a darkness to this wine. And it's a kind darkness, like a soft and gentle darkness. You know, like Batman. He's dark, but he's a good guy. That's what I'm getting a little bit on the nose. Let's give it a whirl. Good acidity, good structure, nice backbone, nice tannins. I think this wine would like to be open for maybe 3 to 4 hours. Heavy on the sour cherry. I'm getting sour cherry bombed all over the place. Good length, good finish, a little too much heat, but not too bad. Well-rounded, ribeye, hot chicken wings. I see that as being a nice combo. 3 to 4 years in the cellar, I think would be a very smart play. An overall solid wine, 17 bones, nothing to be embarrassed about. A good representation of what Vino Nobile di Montepulciano does. I'm going to go 88 points on it. I think it's solid. It's not incredible. Past vintages have got 90-point spectators. I remember this as a $14 wine, ripping it 3 or 4 vintages ago. But it's a good effort, and it's a nice start. Nice cherries on the nose, I got to tell you. Really pretty. Let's move on. Day. D-E-I. D. 2004 Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. $20 US, 90 points. Ian Degata. Who writes for Stephen Tanzer, Prugnolo Gentile. So Prugnolo Gentile, is the clone of the Sangiovese. Needs to be 70% to be registered as a Vino Nobile. Now these are all straight Vino Nobles. A lot of times you will find, is the last one a Reserva? No, it needs to be in 2 years aged, in 2 years aging for regular. 3 years for Reserva. If you ever see a Reserva, that's the law. That's the differences. 20 bones, 90 points. Degata. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Also a pretty tight nose, like the last one. This one comes across with a little bit more cherry coming through on the nose. Dark, black raspberry flavors coming through on the nose. I get a little bark. I also get a little greenness, like green leaves, not like the bell peppers or things of that nature. Let's give it a whirl. Tight tannins, real bitter. Big structure, dark flavors coming through as well. Blueberry. Dark, sour blueberry pie coming through on the flavor profile. But all in all, not the biggest, best Vino Nobile I've ever had. As a matter of fact, I don't like it as much as the Cetto. I'm going to score this wine 86 plus points. I'm going to give it a Paz at 20 bones, and I don't see where Degata gets, the excitement about this wine from. Let me give it one more shot. It's nice, but I find it to have a hollow mid-palate. Good flavor on the finish, though. But that's what I got. Let's move on. Tor Calvano, 2004 Vino Nobile de Montepulciano. 91 points. Got it. 20 U.S. bones. Let's see what's going on here. Obviously, Ian Degata is a fan of the Vino Nobles, and I can't blame him. Great wines. Let's see what's going on here. Little sniffy sniff. Now, this is Old World. Definitely the most Old World of the bunch so far on the nose. Classic rusted copper penny meets, sun-dried tomato meets, tomato sauce kind of thing going on in the nose. Very musty, stinky even a little bit. Little poop action slipping through. Let's give it a whirl. Solid Old World. This is the Vino Nobile de Montepulciano that I grew up with. Big structure, very rustic, high tannins, but there's some complexities here that I thought the D from prior was missing. I like the length. The finish is obnoxiously long, really well made. Good job. I agree with Degata. I'm going to go 90 points on this. This is what I'm looking for. People will be turned off by the high tannins. This is a wine that I'd like to see last for 4 to 5 years in a cellar. And if you're going to pop it now, 12 hours decanting. Morning, you pop it on the way to the office. You drink it at night. It's got some in it, and that's a little bit scary. But a really well-made wine. It shows all the characteristics that are classic and so exciting about this part of the world. I'm dying to just get a big old bowl of pasta and meatballs and devour it with this wine. It's classic Italiano, and this wine is ripping. Let's move on. Poliziano, 2005, Vino de Montepulciano, 28 US dollars. Big ups to Curtis Martin in his Jets years, not his Patriot years. Little rinse, and let's give it one more rinse. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. This is nice. Really nice nose. Very dark. You can tell this color is the darkest of the bunch. Just a dark warrior. These wines are very, very interesting. I'm still kind of surprised that they're running so under the radar, even after all these years of good press. These wines routinely roll in this $20 price range and rip with 90-point scores, and absolutely give you the pleasure of $40, $50 Brunellos. And I'm just quite surprised they haven't taken off. Let's give it a whirl. And maybe because of the Montepulciano de Abruzzo wines are confusing people, I'm not sure. Let's give it a whirl. I get this gorgeous tobacco meets hay component, rounded out with like raspberry jam. Really beautiful. Get a little bit of the wood. Got a little wood up in my mouth. It's okay. It's a little oaky, a little barky, but not too bad. Brings a little New World love. A little Tuscan sunshine action. Even it's not Tuscan. A little Tuscan sunshine action. Very bright. Very solid fruit. I'm liking this wine. It's got a lot of layers. A lot of different things going on in this wine. I get some spices. Justin, what's the scene? Are you guys going to dinner and then we're coming?
Yeah. No,
we're all going together? We're all going together?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Is that what's happening? Awesome. Tremendous layers on this wine. I like it. Let me give it one more shot. For very different reasons, I'm going to score this wine a 90 as well. I don't think it's as old world and rustic as the Tor Calvano, but I think it's got really interesting flavor profiles that I think will really attract to many wine drinkers out there. Can we stop drinking Banfi Brunello already? Please, I'm begging you. Go out, expand your palate, try different things. If you see the Poliziano and you're a Bonfi Brunello fan, I think you're going to like this. Ruffino Gold, please, punch me in the neck instead. There's so many opportunities in Italy. 20 to 30 bones, rocking the house, even with a bad euro and dollar conversion. And I just think this is an excellent example of a fine wine. Two great Vino Nobile. And I think that really, really show a lot of characteristics of why this place has essentially been under the radar while it continues to produce excellent and substantial wine. Question of the day, your thoughts on these kind of wines. You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.